Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome back to the Pageant Sit Down. I'm Regina Lena, your host, and I am so happy to be here today. It is episode 60. It's flying by, but you know what? I am having a great time getting to meet 60 amazing women and men who have come on this show and spoken pageantry, live pageantry, love pageantry, and my guest today is no exception. She is a former Mrs. Hawaii, as well as a former and current Canada Galaxy contestant. She is none other than your Mrs. Galaxy Vancouver 2022, Caroline. I'm going to mess up your last name, so I'm just going to bring you on. Caroline, hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? You can do my maiden name, which I go by professionally, Frolic.
Frolic.
I will answer to anything.
You know what? I psyched myself out. I knew it. I was like, I'm just going to bring her on.
You were saying it perfectly. Don't worry. It's okay. I'm just Caroline. I'll be like Cher.
There you go.
One name.
Perfect. I love it. Well, hello, Caroline. Welcome to the show. Ecstatic to have you on today. I was thinking of who to have on the show, and I'm like, I need to message you ASAP. I love your energy that you brought to Galaxy Canada, and we all need it, especially during this time. But there are some people who are on here. There are quite a few of you. I will get to you in a minute that don't know who you are. So would you be able to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name's Caroline. Frolic is my maiden name, professional name. Absalom, which you were saying perfectly, is my married name. So, I mean, pick a name, any name. And I live here in Vancouver with my husband, our 3 cats, and my dad. So we are the full house. We're the peculiar couple down the hall with all of the cats. And I am a sportscaster for work, which is very fun. I thought I was going to be a lawyer my whole life. I was gearing toward that, but then I got into law school and said, I don't want to. So isn't that just, such a chick thing? But I knew I had to earn a living shooting off my mouth. So here I am, a sportscaster, and I work in my community advocating for survivors of domestic violence. I have my nonprofit, BU, and my husband and I also drive around the city, deliver meals to those who are unable to feed themselves. And when we were in the States, we also did a lot of work for the Wounded Warrior Project. So roped them in with me, my community work.
I love that. As you were talking about everything you do in the community, I'm not going to lie, I got goosebumps. But first off, kudos to you for doing what you do within your community. Especially right now, I know BC has been going through a lot of forest fires. One of my colleagues at work's like, it's nonstop. What is it like for you in Vancouver right now?
Well, right now it's a rare, beautiful, clear day. No rain and no smoke. So we had to be out and about after work today. I know. It was like, what? The sky is blue. We have to go experience it. But it has been a pretty rough summer with the heat, with the humidity, which we're not used to out here, and of course all of the smoke. So at some parts of the summer, we had air quality worse than New Delhi. We had to Shanghai. We were number 2 to those cities, which are notoriously polluted with horrible air quality. So it was really, really a rough time. My husband was having a rough time breathing. My dad was not enjoying it very much. He's 91. He lives with us here. And, walking to and from work, just a 10 to 12 minute walk, I would feel it. It would feel like, when you go camping and you have that sort of funny feeling in your lungs, that's what it felt like. And you could kind of taste it. It was really bad at one point, but today it's a beautiful day. Knock on wood, the fires are subsiding, but hope so, because a lot of people lost their homes, and it's, more than just, I can't breathe the air in Vancouver. No, people have literally lost everything. So had to find some events to give back doing that as well.
Well, I'm sorry that that's what's been happening, but I'm glad that you have a sunny day today. It is rare, but just take it as it is. Let's talk to some people, shall we? So Cindy with an S has been here for a while. She says, hello, the National Director of Canada Galaxy. We have Sarah Edmonds. She is on here. She says, hi there. Milicia Gregory. She gives us her love. Elizabeth Marnock says, hello, ladies. Janice McGregor says, hi, ladies. You both look fantastic. Caroline You guys did International Miss Canada together in 2018. I have Scott Dion Brown in the chats. He says, hey, Scott, I'm trying to get Caroline on the sit down, so we will talk later. And Jason Smith.
If he's a Leaf fan, the interview is off.
No, just kidding. We're not having her on the show. Abort. Scott, we'll talk later. And then Jason Smith is in the chats, and he says hello. So
that's my BFF.
I love. Is this the BFF you were talking about at Galaxy?
Yes, very likely.
Love that. We will talk to Jason later. Ooh, Scott's stirring the pot. He says, "Go Leafs!" Woo!
Go Habs!
Oh no!
No. All right, interview's over. Sorry.
Bye. Okay.
Hey, I'm a bitter Canucks fan. This is all we have. Okay, you have to treat me nicely because I've been tortured for so many years.
It's okay. Is that
good?
But we're from Toronto. Toronto's been. I'm not even gonna try. Anyways, I'm not a sports person. Scott will do the talking next time. But there are a lot of people here in the chats giving you love. If you have any questions for Caroline, leave them in the chats below. We do have a lot of questions that came through Instagram, so this will be a fun conversation. But first, let's talk. Let me get this right. Kitten bull enthusiast. Please tell me more.
Well, that was a result of me tortured because my team lost the Super Bowl a few years ago.
Who's your team?
They were leading, and then they were the San Francisco 49ers. So it's still too soon to talk about. Just kidding.
Sorry.
And every year before and after the Super Bowl, they have a kitten bowl or puppy bowl. So it's sponsored by adoption agencies in the States. And they really make these animals adorable, and they're up for adoption. And the kitten bowl, they're kittens playing football. So during the Super Bowl, I said, all right, I want to go back to the kitten bowl because I can't handle this anymore. I'm too old for this. My team's going to kill me. And then so I was sitting there playing with, Instagram because I was nervously twitching and Twitter. So I said, kitten bowl enthusiast, send. And my friends were like, okay, that is absolutely you. Makes you look crazy, but in a cute way. You can't, you have to leave that on there. It's like, I will. So that's where that came from. But the kitten bowl and the puppy bowl around Super Bowl time, if you don't like sports, you'll love the kitten and puppy bowl because who doesn't?
Noted.
Come on.
Noted. I will watch it this season. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You can count me to that. It's either that or I watch the halftime show. But hey.
Oh yeah.
Or I'm just there for the snacks, whichever one, So question though, did you include that in your bio for Galaxy?
I don't think so. No.
You should have.
Well, I've got 2022. I've got my 21 sash here, but I'll include that for 2022. But I have to be cognizant that I don't come across as a complete nut job.
Hey, it'll make you stand out, it'll make you stand out. But speaking of Canada Galaxy, that is where we met. You almost didn't make it. What was your experience like for Canada Galaxy?
It was, I already had high expectations because I knew about Cindy, and I've been following Galaxy for literally, oh my gosh, I want to say about 20 years now, back when I was a Miss. Way back in the day, back when it first started in the States. But I just circumstances never aligned and I could never do it. And it was everything that I wanted it to be. It was so well organized. Everyone was so kind. And it was real. It's not just, oh, hey, girl, pageant kind, and then the look up and down. We all know those people. Oh, hi, you're so pretty.
Oh my God, you're so nice.
Oh my God, you're so pretty. But it wasn't like that. And I think Cindy just has this way about her that she just attracts the kind of people that I want to be around. Just good people. And I have made legitimate friends from that weekend. Not just, oh, we're gonna like each other's posts. No, we are legitimate friends. We talk every day. So I want to still be a part of that, and I want to be Cindy's national title holder. I'm gonna keep trying. If I have to wheel my bedazzled walker on that stage, then I'm going to do it.
Oh my
It'll be
God.
bedazzled.
I love it, as long as it's bedazzled. So Jason says, oh yes, I can tell you all about the travel drama going to Toronto.
Yes. Oh, well, like I said, he's my bestie, and he loves airplanes. He loves travel, and he loves following flights. So he was psyching me up all morning, getting ready. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? Yes, you do this. I'm so proud of you. You know, the best friend thing that we all want in a BFF. Just as I was pulling into my garage, I was just had a half hour to get ready, to get my, stuff all organized before we called the Uber to go to the airport. Get a text. Your flight's been canceled due to COVID-19 restrictions.
Stop.
No, it's not. And so I went upstairs and I looked at my husband. I said, look at this text. And then I get an email saying you've been refunded. And I thought, okay. My husband goes, okay, airlines never refund. So something's going on.
It's a scam.
Maybe Ontario's going on lockdown. He's like, maybe there's something we don't know, but the airlines know. So, he just went, straight conspiracy theorist. Jason was like, no, you just booked tomorrow. I'm like, then why'd I get a refund notice? He goes, I don't know, but you're on the flight tomorrow. I already have all your information. So I had so many people working for me. And then sweet Janice was like, all right, how do we get you there? Jenna, Marie, how do we get you there? So many people from the Galaxy family that I had not met were reaching out to me saying, all right, how do we help? And that said a lot. And I'm like, they don't know me, but they're just kind people and want to help someone. So that made me really want to come. I'm like, all right, I guess I have to drive. It'll take me 3 days, but I guess I have to drive. But long story short, I was booked the next day. There was no refund given. It was just a form letter confirmed by Air Canada. That really stresses them out.
Yeah.
Why do you guys send that? We don't know. And it's super fun for us. So, but I made it and I couldn't be happier. Could not be happier.
Well, I am glad that you made it. I remember, I forget who told me, if it was Cindy or Liz, they're like, she might not be able to make it. And I literally, you can ask them. I'm like, oh my gosh, she could have won. What do you mean she's not coming? Like, all of these things were coming. I was like, oh my goodness. And so when they're like, oh no, she's coming. I was like, okay, she still got a chance. That's great. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was stressful, but then I had to reel it in and stop being the little brat and say, my flight is not the first flight ever to be canceled due to COVID restrictions, COVID issues. And, I am going for a pageant. There may be people who are missing flights for weddings, funerals, for a number of things, to be with a sick relative. So who am I to complain? But I wanted to a little bit because I really, really wanted to go. But I made it, and like I said, couldn't be happier. So happy that I registered less than a week after the pageant to go enter again. Why waste time? Let's not waste time.
Exactly. And that kind of goes with the first question from Instagram, which is, what was your favorite thing about competing in Canada Galaxy pageants?
Just finding a pageant that aligns with me. I've been around pageantry for a very long time. But then there's always the well-meaning people that say, oh, you have to do this. The judges are going to want this, and you have to be like this. You have to say this. You have to wear your hair like that. Basically everything you are not, that's what you have to do to win. And so at one point I thought, oh, okay, I'll wear my hair in a bun and wear a suit from 1982 because that works. And when you're not yourself, you're not yourself. And it showed in my performance a few pageants ago. You could see I was on stage and I had my little fists of fury because I was so nervous and I was just trying to figure out who I was. Meanwhile, I'm me and I'm good enough at being me. We all are. So Galaxy really just embraces everybody. There's no age limit. There's no limit to what gender you identify with. There's no marital status limit. And Cindy just really wants us all to be ourselves. And I like that. So, and that feeling that, okay, I don't have to try, I can just exhale. I really enjoyed that. And I met so many incredible people. Like I said, we are all still friends. I'm seeing the messages come up. I'm seeing Jenna Marie texting as we're talking on the phone here. And it's just finally, I feel like I found the system that fits with me, that I don't have to try to fit into a box. Is that I'm me and that's enough. And I know it sounds strange to say at my age because I really should have it all together, and I do. But there's also, as I said, the well-meaning people that say, oh, you have to do this, and this system wants this, and this system wants this. And it's like, well, this system just wants a really good person to represent them. Okay, great, perfect. And Cindy has integrity, which is really hard to find now. And right. And it just really resonated with me, and I want to do this again. And as I said, I'm going to keep doing it until I have to push my walker on the stage bedazzled.
Well, as long as it's bedazzled. But no, I think it's great that you were able to find the system that calls your name. I mean, it was the same with me. I was in pageantry retirement, but is anyone really in pageantry retirement? And I did it once, and then I came back right away, just like you were. I was like, no, this is where I need to be. So I totally get what you're talking about, where you signed up right away. You feel like you're at home. And I think that's why a lot of people do return. You did mention that you have competed in a few pageants before. Can you tell us a little bit about your pageant journey and maybe why you keep coming back to pageants?
Because I'm crazy? I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I thought I was retired too. When I was 26, when you age out of the Miss system, all right, this is my last one. And then all of a sudden, age 40 rolls around, and here I am entering a Mrs. pageant. Wow, okay, just one and done. Well, famous last words. I started when I was 9, growing up in the States, but it was a good one. It wasn't, the weird, putting spray tans on children and, fake teeth. It wasn't one of those. Okay. There was no, and I was 9 and I just wanted to do it. My mom everything I wanted to do, my mom supported me. And she said, all right, let's go, let's do it. I'm like, Mom, if I'm going to be Miss Universe, I have to start practicing now. I saw Miss Universe when I was 5 and it was just like game over. This is what I love. Of course, at that time it was the sparkly gowns. But it really, I think pageantry, the right pageant system, i.e. Galaxy, where little girls can look like little girls, it teaches them how to give back. It teaches them that you get your self-worth by what you give. And I really, really like that. My mom got me started in volunteer work when I was little, and it really shaped who I was. And I love when pageantry really promotes that community involvement. And so I just started when I was 9 and just found all kinds of different systems. And then I stopped at 26 because, too old. And then here I am, Mrs. Pageants, and gosh, who knows when it's going to end.
It's never going to end, like you said.
No.
Once you're on stage with, you know what though, I do hope that it doesn't take you that long to make it to Galaxy Nationals, because you're honestly, I don't know if you heard me on stage, but when I was done emceeing and I was done doing my division, I was like, I'm going to watch the misses because I've actually gotten close to a lot of you all, and I need to cheer for those who don't have anyone in the audience. I lost my voice for a week, but that's okay. You on stage, like, you radiate some sort of energy, and it's just like, whoa. And like, I know we were talking earlier about your fashion wear. I need to get that in my possession, please, because I loved it.
Well, you can clearly tell I watched a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race during the pandemic with that whoop and reveal. I was trying to channel my inner Brooklyn Heights. I will never be able to channel Brooklyn Heights because she's just too fabulous.
God,
but
love.
I saw that clip from a designer years ago, and we've used this designer when I used to direct the Miss Maui Teen USA pageants.
Oh wow!
One of the teen moms came to me. The teen's mom, not a teen mom. The teen's mom came to me and said, "Do you know of a designer? I want to get her a really cute interview outfit. I'm just not sure where to go. We're on Maui. There's not much here." So I said, actually, I saw this cute jumpsuit from this designer. So I got to know her a little bit. And I said, if I ever compete again, I'm coming to you. And sure enough, a few weeks before the pageant, because, let's just leave it last minute. I said, hey, see this outfit? Can I? And she's like, sure, let's do it. Here's some material. Here's some fabrics. Which one do you want? And then it came 2 days before I left, because thank you, customs. Everything was so last minute and crazy with this pageant with me, but it all worked out. So it happened for a reason. And I just, the reveal. The drag race reveal made me happy.
I was obsessed. Honestly, you could ask anyone. Elizabeth Marnock, she's in the chat. She can tell you. I don't know what it was. You know, when you're in the pandemic, you want to watch something that you've already watched, which you want to rewatch. I literally started from season 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race, all the way down to what just ended recently. I'm not going to do spoilers because I know some people aren't caught up.
I'm not. No, yeah.
Oh, I wish you were. But there was just something about, especially, you know, our pageant being postponed, and it just gives you life. And like you said, Brooklyn Heights, love her. Now I get where your inspiration came from, but I loved your fashion where I'm like, I can't wait to see what you do next year.
Oh gosh. Like,
no
what
pressure.
am I going to do next year?
A different reveal.
Use the same one. I don't know.
You can't.
We'll see. I have a year to pick, which is a very, very nice luxury. I've never had this long to actually get ready for a pageant, but it's nice to be an active title holder again. I haven't been an active working title holder since I was Mrs. Hawaii, and I loved that. And so I'm looking forward to doing more of the same. I've got a whole year to represent and do good things as Mrs. Vancouver, so looking forward to it. And that includes getting ready for Mrs. Canada Galaxy, the all the outfits and all the things, but baby steps. Let's get active in the community again.
I love that. Well, speaking of, I do have a question from Instagram, if Instagram will open. So this question is, what will you do with your regional title this year?
Do more of the same. Hopefully BC will open up a little more. Unfortunately, for my Galaxy Vancouver 2021 appearances, it was a lot of well, not unfortunately, it was donations. A lot of people got helped, but it would be nice to be more in the community, to be able to speak about the Galaxy system, to be able to speak about what I'm passionate about. So hopefully BC will be opening up a little more for that. But I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, keep advocating for survivors of domestic violence, which is difficult to do as a title holder, in that when you're in an ambulance with a young woman going to a hospital, you can't take a selfie, which actually a coach said, well, you couldn't just take the back of her head. And I'm like, right? Like, I'm not really thinking of social media when that's happening. When someone's crying because of what they just went through, or where they're coming to the emergency shelter, we're not thinking about what to post on social media. That's just kind of not what we're thinking of. So this conversation's over. Okay, bye. But you can spread the word, because what really got me with the pageant, with being a pageant title holder, the sash is a microphone. And I know I've heard that phrase a lot, but it really is. It's a microphone. And people look at you and they think, oh, you've got your hair and makeup done, you're a pageant girl, you've never had any trouble, any problems in your whole life. Well, yeah, I've seen hell. And I am going to do everything I can to empower those who are getting out of it, who are in it, and because I survived for a reason. So the title just gives me a bigger voice, and I'm going to use it.
I love that. Well, first off, thank you for being open and sharing that with us. And Be You, what is Be You?
Be You started, about 8 years ago now. Oh my goodness, it's been 8 years. It started as just sort of a discussion group, a mentorship program for young girls who are survivors of domestic violence. And it just kind of grew from there, turned into a mentorship program. It turned into a scholarship program. So it's a little bit of everything, but at the core, it empowers young girls who may not have the socioeconomic status or the means or the ability to pursue their dreams in a certain way. So my favorite phrase is, if you can see it, you can be it. Billie Jean King said that. So representation matters. So if a young girl wants to, say, work in sports, we will mentor them on our show. If a young girl wants to be a news director, oh, guess what? My news director's female. Why don't you have a conversation with her? And just make sure that they know that they can be anything that they want to be. The reason why I chose the name Be You is because science says bumblebees can't fly, period. Science says it. It's on paper, bumblebees can't fly, yet we see them fly every day. So why can't you do what you want to do? So I would give out little bee pins to my girls. I know it sounds so silly,
love that.
I just want them to remember that if they feel that they can't do something, oh yeah, you can.
I love that. So, Caroline, if people wanted to know more about BU or support or anything, promote it, how can they find more information?
Well, I should get my website up and running again. The pandemic should sort of put the kibosh on that for a little bit. So I'm going to actively get that back up and running. It's but in the meantime, just message me at Mrs. Galaxy Vancouver 2022. I would love to start BU chapters throughout the country. And, you know, if chosen as Mrs. Canada Galaxy, that would be a fabulous way to get the country involved and involve my fellow title holders as well.
Well, if you ever need someone in Toronto, just let us know.
Oh yeah, I got my eye on you. Don't you worry. I'm going to harass everyone involved with the pageant. No worries. You haven't heard the last of me when it comes to that.
I love it. And so does Janice. She is in the chats. First off, she says, hi, ladies. She goes, yes, the Galaxy system is the best for little girls, and she loves what you're doing with BU. So hello, Janice. Again, if anyone has any questions for Caroline, whether it be about BU, pageantry, sports, anything, leave them in the comment section below. Oh, it's already the halfway point. I don't know where this half hour went. Yes. I was like, oh, okay. So there is a segment on the show, Caroline, which is 5 tips from a beauty queen. And having done pageants since you were 9, so having 10 years of experience, what would you say are your 5 pageant tips for all of those watching today?
Well, I mean, physically, great. Get a good makeup artist, drink your water, wear sunscreen, fine. That is so subjective anyway. What isn't is your why. Why are you doing this? Do you just want a crown? Because it's much easier to just go on Amazon and buy one. Being in a pageant is not just being in a pageant. You're a title holder. There's work afterwards. It's like a wedding. You're planning for a wedding. It's like a wedding. There's the big party. Oh, but the work happens afterwards. The party is just the beginning of it. The work happens after the marriage. The work happens after the pageant, being a title holder. So I want people to know why they're doing this, and you have to know why you're doing it. And then set your goals. Write down tangible goals and get out in the community, meet people, network. But the biggest piece of advice is know your why. And then you'll get to know yourself so much better, because there's only one person that can win the title. And if you don't win, you still have to come away with something. And knowing yourself and why you are motivated to do certain things, that's a win.
Were those 5 tips already?
Oh, I don't know if I did 5. I just kind of babbled. What else? Oh, when you're on the stage, look at the judges. Eye contact. When you're in the interview, eye contact. Like, stare them down. Eye contact. It feels so strange, but that is how you connect with people in everyday life. But if you are trying to set yourself apart, you're trying to connect with strangers, you're trying to get to know strangers who are there to judge you, look at them right in the eye, and then they'll get to know you and your soul. The eyes are the window to the soul. Give them the eye contact. Learn how to walk in heels. Practice your heels. And don't do what I did. Put on your tippy tops and walk down the hallway the day of the pageant. Oops. And another packing advice. Take pictures of all of your outfits. I mean, we all have phones now. I was going to say take Polaroids. I'm old. No, we all have phones now. So just take pictures of all of your outfits. Because when you are flustered backstage, when you have 10 minutes to change, when it's rehearsals over, then you have to go to X event, Y event, Z event, you forget, oh my God, what earrings? Where are they? Where are they? So label them and print pictures, put them with your clothes in your suitcase. So when you're going, because all pageant girls go in their suitcase and go, when you're doing that, at least you'll be somewhat organized. Don't be like me and wear the wrong shoes in evening gown and trip all over yourself in evening gown. See, I should do as I say, don't do as I do. I did do it, but I just wasn't paying attention at this time. And I think that's 5. But the pictures one was told to me a long time ago, and my gosh, has it ever been helpful. And that's a piece of advice I give to every title holder I speak to. Just take pictures of your outfits. It sounds so trivial. Like, X earrings goes with X outfit. But when you are stressed, when you're sleep deprived, when you're nervous, when your mind is racing a million miles a minute, that is so helpful. And drink your water. Drink your water.
And those were amazing tips. I love the photo one. I've done, like you said, you have a phone. Just take a picture on your phone so you know exactly what you're wearing and when you're wearing it. But no, those are great tips. And like you said, I mean, Polaroids work too. Polaroids have come back. You can always take a Polaroid picture. I would.
Yeah, they're cool again, aren't they? The Polaroids? Doesn't everyone take Polaroids now? I don't know. I can't keep up. I need my young co-hosts to keep me cool.
I do. Don't worry. I have a Polaroid. Don't worry. I'll bring it next time I see you.
That's because you're young and cool. You've got a Polaroid. See, you're hip. Woke.
Well, Caroline, if people wanted to find out more about you or follow your journey to Canada Galaxy, where can they do that?
I've got my Instagram, Mrs. Galaxy Vancouver 2022, Caroline Absalom. I've got my personal page, which is just basically sports memes. And I've got my pageant page, which I'm really going to focus on my advocacy work and let people know where they can help, and just let people know a little bit more about me, what makes me tick, what makes me passionate about certain causes, and why I do what I do, and why I am doing a pageant at this age again, because it means a lot to me, and I want other people to know my why. And I think that's important, and hopefully they'll learn theirs.
I love that. So make sure you guys follow her online, follow her journey, because her journey is not over yet. She still has the year, and I know that you're going to do amazing things with your title. So Scott Dion Brown is in the chat. He says, good tips. I like the picture idea. Okay, good to know. So speaking of Scott, speaking to you, you said that your initial goal was to be a lawyer. And then things happen, life happens, and you find yourself as a news anchor. How did that happen?
Yeah. Well, I've always loved sports. My dad retired when I was little, and I grew up an only child. So he just kind of looked at me and said, you love the Blue Jays, and this is our team, and this is what you like. And so there's pictures of me all, 3 years old with these big hats on, wearing hockey jerseys, not knowing, but knowing my dad liked it. So, okay, I like it. And I always wanted to talk about sports, always wanted to be on TV, but never thought I could, because again, I didn't see it. And then I see anchors like Andrea Kramer, Doris Burke, and I thought, they're girls and they're talking about sports. Maybe I could. No, it's too good to be true. I'm going to be a lawyer, because that's good too. I can do good things as being a lawyer. And then, like I said, once I got in, I thought, this isn't my passion. This isn't really. If I look back when I'm 80, I'm going to wonder what if. And so I took a job at City TV in Toronto as a receptionist, and I just made contacts with the right people. And the assignment editor came up to me and he goes, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be Catherine Humphreys. She was a sportscaster at City TV back in the day. And he goes, and walked away. And I went, jerk.
Thanks.
You didn't care. Like, you don't.
Why did you ask?
Why did you ask? Whatever. And then he comes back, he goes, all right, take this number down. It's for the new VR in Barrie. They need a sports anchor and reporter. I told them I don't have experience, but you have something. I'm not sure what, but you got something, so call them. And he goes, I just want to eat my lunch in peace, because part of my job was to do tours around the station. And I would always come right around his desk right when he was eating lunch. So I'd say, all right, everybody, let's just sit here and wait and watch Peter eat lunch. And so he'd be like, really? And I'm like, yeah, just because I'm a menace. And he's like, I just really want to eat lunch in peace, so call them. So I went up, did an audition, and the rest is history. And just kept on going from there. And I absolutely a sports fan as well. So my teams usually lose, so I have a drawer full of jerseys that I yell at every day. And
love that.
Yeah. So I just kind of take it out on the air. And we were on the air when Canada won the gold versus the US in hockey last week, and I burst everyone's eardrums, oops, not professional, not sorry. And then everyone was texting in our text inbox going, you know what, this is Team Canada. If you didn't react, we would think you're crazy. This is awesome.
Exactly.
Love it. You know what? We're supposed to be impartial, but I always give right facts. I say the right score. Same with the Raptors. When they won, I screamed in the mic.
Oh gosh.
I screamed too. And here they were all like, why do you like a Toronto team? And it's like, stop.
Is there any other team in Canada to cheer for?
Exactly. That's my point. And I was like, you know what? Stop. Embrace it and enjoy it. So that was fun.
And they did. And they did, and so did the rest of Canada. So you know what? You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, I love Toronto sports teams, just not the Leafs. But we'll talk to your friend about that one later. I'm a disgruntled Canucks fan. Like I said, I'm just sad all the time. Sad all the time.
She's stirring the pot. I love it. I love it. No, I was just so curious because you said lawyer and then you turned into a sports anchor, and I'm just like, how did that work? But no, it makes sense now, especially if it's a passion of yours. And I think you literally started at the bottom and were given this opportunity, and so it was meant for you.
Yeah.
And just speaking to you, sorry, go ahead.
Being a woman in sports, I mean, now it's much more accepted. There's still, like I said in my interview, there's still the glass ceiling there that we still have to push through. But 20 years ago, when I started in the womb, 20 years ago when I started, it was very difficult. It was very, very, very difficult. But when you find what you want, and if you believe in yourself, and if you just can kind of tune out the white noise, then you can just, the sky's the limit. And I love what I do. I look forward to going to work every day. We have a show now called OT with Caroline, Lindsay, and Lena. It is the first and only all-female sports talk radio panel. Wow. And if I wasn't so tenacious, we wouldn't have had the show. I'm not saying it's me, but I really push for it. My co-hosts were like, can we do this? Can we do this? We are going to do this. And now we have fathers calling into our show saying, hey, I'm listening to your show with my 11-year-old and my 9-year-old daughters. Thank you. And so we just kind of looked at each other. It was like our first or second or third show in, and we just looked at each other and said, okay, this is bigger than us. You know, this is what I wish I had when I was their age, as opposed to so many years of self-doubt. So you can see it, you can be it.
Exactly. And like you
said, it all comes down to that. Yeah.
And you said it earlier, like representation is important. And I think, you know, what you're doing is great. Women in sports it's not as popular. And there are a lot of girls who love sports. So I think what you're doing is great. You're just paving the way for the next generation. And so thank you for that.
Thank you. And we like to give voices to the next generation, so to speak. Last night, we spoke to a young woman who is the very first female to be playing for the men's Simon Fraser University hockey team. She made the team. So other young girls, I mean, the daughters, the 11 and 9-year-olds, maybe they hear that and say, oh my gosh, I like playing hockey. Maybe I can. The exposure that the Canadian women's soccer team getting, the exposure the Canadian national hockey team is getting. Maybe there's that one girl that it would just resonate with. And who knows what they can do to continue to change lives moving forward.
Yes, exactly. So you had great experience when it comes to your career as well as pageantry. Do you see where both go hand in hand with one another?
Absolutely. They both involve a lot of tenacity. They both involve having to be graceful at all times. In defeat and in victory, you have to be graceful in both situations. And it involves just knowing what you love in your heart and what you believe in, and just not stopping until you get there. I always tell my girls in BU that you have your goal up here. It may not be a straight shot to it. You might have to change the way. You may have to take some detours. Like in life, you see outside on the roads, you might have to take a detour, but you always get to where you're going. So never, ever give up on that. So pageantry and sports, same thing. It's all about the journey and getting to that destination, which you will never, ever settle. Do not ever settle.
Never settling. Don't worry. I love that, because it's so interesting for me as hosting this show is getting to learn people's jobs, getting to learn people's passions, and then seeing where pageant with it. My profession outside of pageantry is event coordinator, event and marketing coordinator. So it definitely goes hand in hand with pageantry. So that's why I was curious to know, how does becoming a sports news anchor go hand in hand with being a pageant queen? So
well, pageantry, I think, can benefit you in any arena that you choose to work in professionally. I've always said, get me the interview and we'll go from there. Just get me the interview, because of all the years of training for, I'm not saying I'm interview queen, but I just feel comfortable in front of people. And I think that's a majority of it. That's most of it. And, if you are petrified to speak to other people, hard, but pageantry will break you out of that. I've seen mothers put their children in pageantry to break them out of the shy shell, and then they created a little happy, outgoing little gal. So pageantry can, and the skills you need in pageantry can take you so far in life, professionally, personally, because in pageants, you have to have everything firing on all cylinders, all the tanks filled, spiritually, physically, mentally, intellectually. Everything has to be, you're held to a higher standard. So if you carry that over into your daily life, you will be successful in any arena you choose.
Are you using arena because it's sports related as well?
No, I'm sleep deprived and I can't think of another word right now.
No, but it works. It was perfect. I was like, did she do that on purpose?
I mean, yes, I totally did.
Love it. No pun intended there. That's great. So another question so there were a lot of questions from Instagram, but as we were talking, you kind of answered a lot of them. But the one question you didn't answer is, what is your favorite food? Random question, but
This is the hardest question, honestly, because I love food. I would have to say sushi. Jason, if you're still on, he knows exactly the spot. It's in Yaletown. We stumbled upon it by accident one day. When you get a hankering for sushi and then nothing else matters. So we had that day and we were just, okay, what's this place? We went in and it changed our lives. We heard angels singing, rainbows, all of the things. And I've just been on a sushi kick lately. I'm going to say sushi. Yeah.
I love that.
Although,
I love sushi.
Pizza, chocolate, dessert, mussel, salmon, everything. I have little to no shame when it comes to food. But sushi, we'll go with that. We'll answer the question.
Well, thank you. It was one of the most random questions that you received. So I was like, I'm going to ask it because it's very interesting. And of course, Jenna Maria is the one that asked the question.
Oh,
by the way.
Sweet. I love her. Hi. She's planning a trip to Vancouver, so I'm planning appearances for us. Yes, so I'm going to keep her busy. I'm like, oh, you think this is going to be a vacation? No, girl. No. She's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready. So she really, really wants to be a national title holder, and I'm going to do my part out here for her. Some little West Coast representation for our queen.
I love that. Well, she was actually one that sent most of those questions. So she really wants to get to know you. But I know you guys know each other very well. Like you said, you are very close with a lot of the girls that you met at Galaxy. But another question. So you've met many people. You've had a lot of experience when it comes to pageant. But what would you say has been your fondest memory when it comes to your pageant experience?
Okay, this is going to sound like a pageant answer, and I do not mean it to sound politically correct, but it truly, truly is the people I've met. And it really is the people I've met. And this year's Mrs. Galaxy contestants remind me of my Mrs. America 2015 group, which we are still in the same chat from 2015. Anytime a new queen got crowned, she got added to a chat. We still speak every day. It's ridiculous. So I've got these different chats going at all times, and it's all women I've met through pageantry. So they are, women that are in pageants are so goal-oriented, driven, intelligent, and just want to make a difference. And these are people I want to surround myself with, and such good-hearted people. I mean, Jenna is, name a nicer person in the entire world. I'll wait. It doesn't exist. And these are the people that I want to surround myself with. So honestly, the people that I've met and the relationships that I've made with other human beings is my favorite memory. And it sounds like such a pageant answer, but it really, really is true. So that's another reason why I wanted to come back to Galaxy, because as I said earlier, that's the type of people that Cindy attracts. And these are the type of people I want to surround myself with.
That's amazing. No, it is a very pageant answer, but it is a very honest answer. I mean, with a system like Galaxy, you do get a lot of the women that as yourself. So I understand why. Like, I know you girls had a party afterwards, a pizza party. I saw Jenny's photo. I was like, how was I not invited? I'm in the Mrs. Division now too. That's not fair, but that's okay.
Well, you can see the time in the background. It's 3:32 or something in the background. We're all just kind of doing this, but no. And Jenna's like, no, I want my wings. She broke her nail on the wing box, but she was like, okay, but I need the wings. So it was just, because it was a late pageant, and there was, we couldn't go out anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know what, it's more fun to just put on PJs anyway, even if there was a nightclub across the street. I'm a pajamas and pizza in bed girl. I'm too old for the now. So pizza and pajamas, that is my love language.
And a broken nail.
I had to, and she broke a nail for it. Like, crazy glue. You will not crazy glue your nail back on your finger.
I can't.
It's like, I have a photo shoot
I can't.
in a few hours.
Yeah, it kept falling off, by the way, but that's a story for another day. So Jason...
I'm like, just put your hand behind your head.
So Jason is still here. He says, yep, Momo Sushi in Vancouver. Now I want sushi.
Yeah, I think I know where I'm going for dinner tonight.
Aren't you glad you're 3 hours behind?
I love it. And it was helpful at Galaxy too, because having to wake up early, I was like, oh wait, 3 hours. Okay, that's fine. But I wake up early anyway. But late nights, fine. I'm fine.
I love
3 hours behind. Yeah.
I love it. Well, okay, so I asked you your favorite moments when it comes to pageantry, but as a sports enthusiast and a sports anchor, I'm sure you've met some some athletes that maybe you fangirled a little bit. Who would be the top fangirl moment meeting someone that did not make any sense, but you know what I mean?
Oh, no, I get it. Dwight Clark, a former San Francisco 49er. He is known for the catch. You can Google that after. It's legendary in the NFL. And he caught a ball in a playoff game against my husband's team, which I hate. So we had a little fun with that. So I got a little nervous, a little fangirly, but I'm like, no, he's just a person. But he was so incredibly nice. And more recently, maybe not as big a name as Dwight Clark, but Nate Schmidt, former Vancouver Canuck. It hurts me to say former, but he is just known for being so gregarious, he is just so hilarious and has this giant personality. And my co-hosts were like, I think you're the Nate Schmidt of our show. You're the hype girl. You're the loud one. You're the one that needs the safe word to bring it down because you're so loud and hyped up. And so we had him on our show. We were trying so hard because it's hard to get Canucks because, well, it wasn't a great season. And, they're also very busy, but we had a Canucks segment. So we finally got some, and we got Nate Schmidt, and he was exactly what we wanted him to be. Said all of the right things, did all of the right things. So that was a lot of fun to interview him. And also Andrea Kramer, who I said her name earlier. She's a sportscaster, been around forever. One of the first, if not the first, of the sportscasters. And before and after our interview, she spoke to us. Our interview was about 2 hours long. What aired was about 40 minutes. Oh. But she stayed and spoke to us, and she was sharing her stories. And I finally had my moment of saying, thank you. Because without you, I literally would not have this job. And then she said, remember that. And now you do the same. Mm-hmm. And so I just got, okay, chicken skin. And then just before I left, and then just before we left for Galaxy, we spoke to Christine Sinclair, gold medalist Christine Sinclair, no big deal.
Wow.
So, and my co-host grew up playing soccer, so she had to have her thank you for being a mentor to me when I was growing up. So when the camera stopped rolling, I could hear Sinclair going, no, it's okay. No, it's fine. No, I want to talk to you. So how long have you played soccer? And she spoke to my friend, and we were just like, so we're low key texting each other going, OMG, send
Oh my God.
OMG, send OMG. So she had a really nice moment. She recognized what she meant to my co-host and to us too, because she just won a gold medal. I couldn't speak for a week after that happened, and I had to go on the air, so that was fun. So it was just a lot of little things, but it's more than just the interviews. It's the interaction around the interviews. They always say don't ever meet your idols, but I've been lucky, knock on wood, that I haven't had any nightmarish experience with that.
Oh, I think that's great. I was just curious because you've been in this industry, like you said, for a while. You've met amazing people. And as a sports fan, I can only imagine what that was like. I used to work at Air Canada Centre as an usher. So seating people at the games, that was the only time I've ever watched a hockey game, a lacrosse game. I didn't even know Toronto Rock was a thing, but it was the Raptors that always got me. Like when I'd see them, when you accidentally pass them in the hallway, you're just like, first off, you're really tall.
First of all, you're 8 feet tall.
You don't look that tall on TV. Like, I can only imagine what that's like for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, someone, and this is kind of vulgar, but it kind of makes me laugh. Someone said, Frolic, don't ever get starstruck. Everybody poops.
It's true.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, of course, when I see somebody, I go, sorry, no, I'm professional. I'm not giggling about that at all because I'm not a 14-year-old boy. But, yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, you mentioned it earlier that when you meet people and you thank people, they tell you to become that role model that they were for you to the next generation. So what would you say to the next generation of young girls who may tune into this interview to learn a little bit more about you? What would you say to them?
Find your why. Again, pageantry in life, and then just do it. Find a way to make it happen. It may not be a straight road. And don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Do not be afraid to go for what you want. You'll hear no, and you'll hear people say that you can't do it. Use that as fuel. Really? Watch me. Really? Watch me. So I want you to keep that in your mind. Watch me. And if there's something that you love, if there's something that you want, go for it.
And on that note, that was amazing. So Caroline, thank you so much for being on today's show. I just wanted to get that out there one last time because you've honestly been an amazing guest. Listening to your story, I could hear you talk all day long. So I think I need to start tuning into your shows a little bit and just
well, you're the only one.
Maybe I'll become a sports fan. But no, seriously, it's been so great getting to know you, especially during the Galaxy weekend, the Galaxy experience. I know I'll be able to get to know you a lot more this year, and I can't wait to see what happens with your title and your journey ahead.
Well, I can't wait to cheer you on at internationals. Is there any news on a date or a location? Not yet?
Nope.
I mean, we're in a pandemic. What, you don't have a date for a pageant in a pandemic?
Shocker.
I mean, the fact that Cindy pulled it off was incredible.
Yeah.
We had all of these people from across Canada, and she got new title holders. She had the pageant. So, I salute you, Cindy, if you're still watching. But
keep us
posted because I am going to go and I'm going to be the obnoxious person up at the front screaming with the Canadian flag standing on my chair.
Yeah.
Not sorry.
I love that. All I know is that it's towards the end of July, I did have a conversation with Maria and Cindy because my wedding is in the beginning of July. So July, I might not be able to make it. So let me know what date it is. And so all I know, it's towards the end of July at some point, but definitely show up because I would love to have you there. Bring Jason because he seems like a ball, and then we'll go for sushi afterwards, wherever it is.
We will, and we'll fill you up full of Mountain Dew, like Honey Boo Boo,
and some pixie
sticks. All fired up for the stage. Yes, we will get you fired up from the stage, and we're gonna Honey Boo Boo all y'all.
I love that.
I'm gonna Honey Boo Boo all of you. Be the hype girl. I'm going to be your Nate Schmidt hype woman. And I'm just so excited for all of Team Canada. There's a whole gaggle of you going down. And it's just so exciting because all of you are such incredible women and title holders. So, as a patriotic Canadian, selfishly, I'm like, yes. But knowing you, it just makes it more exciting because you start cheering for the person and not just for the nationalistic country part of it. Yay, this is where I'm from. But you start cheering for the human being. So I'm going to be a nervous wreck, but I won't be competing. So I'll be in the audience screaming for you, and I can't wait.
I can't wait for that either. Jason says thumbs up to that, and I do hope Jason does come here to Toronto next year because we got a lot of RuPaul to catch up on. And
oh my
sushi.
gosh, he's been texting me about All Stars. He goes, you haven't caught up yet? I'm like, no. He goes, then I can't tell you. I'm like, is Scarlet Envy gone? He's like, of course she's gone. And I'm like,
you need
okay,
you need to seriously catch up. Like, you need to catch up.
I know. But another friend of mine is like, I'm gagging. You need to catch up now. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, you do know that RuPaul is coming to Toronto. Well, not RuPaul, but the RuPaul show is coming to Toronto. So, like, an actual drag show.
Okay, well, I'm going to make the trip out for that for sure. Well, Jason and I, 2 years ago, pre-pandemic, thank goodness, the World of Wonder came to Vancouver. So we saw Aquaria, Cameron Michaels.
I'm so jealous.
Dying. They only did a few numbers, but I was still just like, Aquaria, you are my goddess. And she was everything you want Aquaria to be.
Oh
and,
my God.
It was for Jason. It was right around Jason's birthday too. So I'm like, all right, it's your birthday. We're going to go watch some Queens. My husband goes, do you want me to go? I'm like, no, you don't need to go. He's like, okay, cool.
No.
He doesn't dislike it, but he's like, if it means something to you, I will go. He goes, but it's just not my thing. And I'm like, that's fine. Playing video games and shooting bad guys, not my thing. We all have our thing.
I feel like we're in the same household, but different people. I mean, my fiance has learned to watch it as well, and he's probably listening to this conversation like, why are you talking to me or about me? But no, there's something about the show that everyone and anyone can relate to it or at least enjoy it. Oh, can you hear me? And just like that, her AirPods died.
My earbuds just died, but
that's okay. That is our end of the show.
yes. Well, I was just going to say that my husband says, it's interesting. I get it, but not my thing. And my dad, my 91-year-old dad, he's like, where'd the guys go from the beginning of the show? I'm like, well, that's them, Dad. He's like, no, but those are pretty women. And I'm like, yep. He's like, but where'd they go? I'm like, okay, we'll have a talk. 91-year-old.
Well, I think your camera froze, so it is currently on your hand. Oh. So I'm going to leave it on the screen where it is your picture, but it's frozen. But Caroline, thank you again so much for joining us this evening. I love that we got to know each other a little bit more. I cannot wait for you to catch up to Drag Race and then let me know your thoughts at the end. And then, of course, we'll have you on the Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown on a Sunday where we could talk RuPaul, since now we could talk about it, and sports. But again, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you.
No problem. Well, again, everyone, thank you for tuning in to episode 60. It's a milestone here on the Pageant Sit Down. If you enjoyed today's conversation, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy all things pageantry, I do go live at least once every week, sometimes a Monday, sometimes a Wednesday. With everything starting to open up again, my days are now fluctuating, so bear with us. Caroline, again, thank you so much. You're still frozen, but but that's okay. It happens. It's technology. But I do hope that you and your family do enjoy the fresh air, and I will see you soon, everyone. Bye.